Welcome to another episode of Kelley's Outdoor Adventures, the RV Drifters. We're Mike and Debbie Kelley. We're easing into retirement, one RV adventure at a time. We're not retired yet, but we're working on it. You can come along and watch us on our adventures as we learn the ins and outs of RV camping. We travel this country willy-nilly style, and by that I mean we travel in our F-250 truck we call Willie, and our RV sports truck travel trailer we call Millie. And this week we are at the Alum Creek State Park just outside of Delaware, Ohio. We just got set up here at the Alum Creek State Park. And we're here a little early. They're not, they don't have the water turned on. So we're at a full hookup site, but that's kind of irrelevant if there's no water. So anyway, check in with you later. We have a nice site. So this was March of 2023. We thought the weather looked good, so we hooked the camper up to the truck. We headed south for a couple of days. And we were in site B2. But I think we could have been almost anywhere. There wasn't very many people there when we were there. And because on day one the weather was so great, I took a little walk and decided to check out some of the other campers in the area and just kind of get the lay of the land a little bit. That's a sweet looking little Class C. And the campground's not very crowded. This is still considered winter camping. And this says the volunteer camp host. And they're in a truck bed camper. But I'd say 75% of the sites are still empty. And like most state parks, you know, they'll have cabins available. This is a pretty cool one, little fire ring and little small cabin. Looks like it's got heat in it. I don't know about air conditioning. But something I didn't know, there's a little lake here. Besides Alum Creek, the big reservoir, there's a little lake, a little large pond here on the campground. It's cool. Looks like it's got a like its own little walking trail that goes around, and it looks pretty neat. And literally a single campsite has the has a nice view of this place. Our campsite is B2, obviously road B, but since the water shut off, other than using your own onboard water, they do have, you can see it through the trees there, but they do have shower houses. We went in there a little bit ago and checked them out. The shower houses are heated. And I don't know, there's 3 or 4 in the men's. There's 3 or 4 stalls for taking showers, and there's 3 or 4 stalls for doing the other thing. But again, just doing this little walk through the park. There's not a whole lot of action going on here because it's still definitely considered winter camping, but we're roughing it. We'll make it. So this is the Alum Creek Reservoir. I'll call this the southern half. The dam's down here, but pretty big reservoir, massive amount of hiking trails, and several are designated for biking trails. This is the Cheshire Road Bridge, and this is the actual campground that we're staying in. We're actually right here where my finger is. But there's some of the campgrounds on the other side. I think they've got an area over here designated for horses. And then again, this is Alum Creek Reservoir, and this is the southern half. The northern half goes up around 36, 37, up to the east of Delaware, Ohio, and on up in through Kilburn. Alum Creek Park, located in central Ohio, is 4,630 acres size of the park, of which 3,387 acres of that is the reservoir. And although we didn't go to it on this particular trip, because it was basically winter camping, they also have a 3,000-foot public beach, which I believe is one of the largest inland beaches in the state of Ohio. The campgrounds also has 289 family campsites. All have electric. A dozen or so are full hookups, and a dozen or so have water frontage. But it's got a nice list of all the amenities, and there are basically everyone that you can imagine. But we hope while we're doing our little stay here that we have a great opportunity to do some of these hiking trails here at Alum Creek State Park. So they have a nature center here. Looks really cool from the outside. There's basketball courts, there's tennis courts, there's an awesome playground, and there is the dump station and water fill, which, by the way, even though this is considered winter hours, now the nature center is closed, but the dump station and the water fill at the dump station are open year-round. So we're just here at the off season and loving the quietness here. And I am glad I took this walk. This was one of the few days that the weather was really nice. And the campground does have its own little small private beach just for the campers, but it's not very fancy, and again, just coming off the winter, it wasn't very well maintained. And I went full circle and found my way back to the camper. Right after lunch, it started raining, and I think that was about the end of our good weather. I did want to run down and kind of quickly check out the camp store. Go in the camp store. Hello.
The camp store, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Haven't been in here.
Ah, we love our camp store.
It's nice.
Thank you.
And I was in there looking for magnets to put on Nilly, but they had no magnets for sale. Also here in this campground, Alum Creek State Park, they do have a putt-putt over there. There's a one of those little funny ball courts that kids do nowadays. I don't know what, wall ball or something weird like that. But, yep. And I made a quick drive out to the main road and kind of just turned around and headed back. And I should say, for those who don't know, the Cross Creek Campground is just across the road from the state park. And it's a nice campground as well. And just up the road from the offices is the Alum Creek State Park office building. And this reservoir was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. And there is a National Parks Administrator who works there, and which means you can stop in and get your America the Beautiful pass right there in person, which we did last year. Then I got a call from our next campground. Hello, it's Mike.
Oh, Mike, hi, this is Steve Winters of the Campground.
Yeah.
And I was just going through the files. And you people had come for a couple of nights, and then you were going to come back later.
Right.
Do we have a date on the later?
So
yeah, right. I don't know why in the tickets we put this down as site 40. That's not right. You're on 26.
I think,
you?
yeah, we're on site 20 now. I think Chase Kelley is on site 40. These would have been pretty sites to be on. This one is right down by the beach. Well, what little beach they have there for the campground. There's that YouTube channel, that bus, the Kelley bus. See it? It's right there. They have a nice YouTube channel. That's a cute little R-Pod. This campground is big. I don't know how many campsites there are here, but this is big. There's like an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and maybe even an H and an I don't know. There's just a lot of campsites. Ooh, that slide came close to that tree. A little mini light. And there's Willie again. Well, that's an interesting way to carry bicycles. I kind of think this between the seasons camping is the way to go. It's kind of hit and miss on the weather, but you know, if you can put up with it, you have the campgrounds pretty much empty and all to yourselves. We're going to do this a lot more, I think. Here's the other area of the campground, the end of B, where it comes right down here to the Alum Creek again. But these would be good locations. Awesome locations right there. Those would be the campsites to have. Got B38, B37, B36, B35. Those would be the campsites to get. Class, is that a B plus or is that considered a small class C? I don't know. We did a quick tour of Alum Creek State Park, just kind of drove around. It's kind of wet and dreary here today. Nice campground. We'll definitely be back, and it's right here in Delaware County, Ohio. It's a great location for our family when we come down here. We've got family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, kids. So yeah, we'll come down here more often and stay here from time to time. But we're packing up and we're going to be heading out today. So it's time to get hooked up. This is our site, and we're going to get hooked up here and be heading out. Well, it's heading out day, and getting ready to start to do all the outside chores. So, and maybe run around, take a couple pictures around the outside of the camper, just so that everybody sees and knows. I think somebody's coming, going, leaving. I think Chase and Angie are leaving. And there they go. It looks like they're going to run a car out. Now, a few weeks after this, we were watching the YouTube's Wandering Wagners, where Mike and Lynn Wagner, and they pulled in the same day we left. And of course, it's another wet, rainy day. And Debbie and I did another short weekend stay at another campground in the area, but we're going to save that for another video sometime in the future. Hey, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to give us a like. And of course, you can share this with your friends. Don't forget, it's all free. So, we have a fire. Not every night, but since the weather's been nice. And sit out here. And of course, my new beverage of choice, Maumee Bay Brewing Company, the Buckeye beer, and it's very, very similar to Yuengling, and I'm a big fan of Yuengling. So also we prettied things up a little bit, and we got us a little planter and hung up out here. And you hear the birds and the campsite. We're kind of loving it. We're going to do pork chops, I think, tonight on the Blackstone. And we'll get ready to do that. Oops, I left my GoPro stick on top of the Blackstone. Good thing I hadn't lit it yet. But yeah, we're going to sit down here in a little bit and fire that up, do our pork chops, probably some shrimp. We have a handful of shrimp left, and I'll stoke the fire up and get it going one more time. Go in, start getting the pork chops and everything ready. And I want to thank everybody for watching our videos. I'm going to wrap up this this video with my new favorite beer. We had to dump Bud Light, and this was a good one. This was a good one to take the place of it. Maumee Bay Brewing Company Buckeye beer. It's kind of been my new go-to beer. And I hope to see you on the road, but if I don't, I'll see you right here next week. As always, and until next time, cheers, everybody.